So last week during the retreat, I told you that we realize our best self, our finest self, and our most extraordinary life through the practice of yoga, which I describe as contact, alignment, and flow. To make contact is to quiet our mind and bring our attention first to ourself, to our heart, to the chakras, to the essence of what this body is, which is creative energy. And to begin to feel the structures, the energetic structures within us, chakras and channels, and to create a flow within ourselves. Contact is giving the structures of our own creative energy our full attention so that our mind is not dragging us all around the block. And experiencing the circulation of the energy inside us, first in its grossest form as the breath, and then as prana, chitta, and parakundalini. Then, yoga also means contact, alignment, and flow in the field of our life, with our families, with our loved ones, in whatever work it is that we have been called to do in this world. With an attitude of service, we establish contact among ourselves and an alignment and flow that establishes, sustains, and grows our connections, the energy that extends from us through the whole field of our life. So, contact, alignment, and flow inside, contact, alignment, and flow outside. In the esoteric or Kashmiri and Shaiva traditions that are the sort of the bigger context in which Kundalini Yoga is the main practice, the teachings basically say that the world is us and the entire world is consciousness, which is autonomous and beautiful and vibrant, expressing itself as a respiratory process in the 3 dimensions. Actually, 36 layers of accretion. The 36 tattvas become the world. Now, I also talked to you about how in theoretical physics in recent years, the paradoxes that are well documented in the domain of experimental physics lead people to think that basically this is mainstream ideas now, that space and time don't really exist and they are actually projections of the mind, our brain. There's no space and no time. And this pretty much is exactly what the esoteric or Shakta Shaiva, Kashmiri and Shaiva traditions teach. Everything is consciousness. And even the appearance of space and time are really, structures that have no reality on their own and are really, in fact, just a way in which consciousness demonstrates its vibrancy. Think of the whole world as the aurora borealis. just an explosion of photons, curtains of light. That means that instead of trying to figure out what's going on around us, we need to look ever more deeply within ourselves. And then the whole process of contact, alignment, and flow is the dissolution of each of the layers of tattva so that we can be established in the experience of beauty within ourselves and transforming the whole structure of our brain and our awareness, discover, endless joyfulness, endless love, endless possibility present inside us always. And established in that, after a while, through our practice, we become established in an experience, an understanding of our life that is wholly positive, completely positive. And this isn't because we, have been reading Facebook a lot and we are established in all the euphemisms and all the kind of perforations of, that you find on your news feed in Facebook. It isn't like this at all. We are, contact, alignment, and flow brings us to an experience that is wholly positive. That facilitates ever more increasing contact, alignment, and flow, and reveals to us from within ourselves, the ultimate reality of our own consciousness. Consciousness that is us is also the entirety of the universe. And residing in that experience, we have the possibility of discovering our own autonomy and imagining for ourselves whatever experience it is that we want to have. Whatever experience it is that is appropriate to our accomplishing our final aim. So, what I'm saying is we have accomplished the siddhi so that then we can accomplish liberation. At that point, we have dissolved all the disappointments of our ancestors, melted every tension with the flow, and become so completely filled with love and joy that all this insanity in the world can't reach us anymore. And when we leave this body, we are free. We never come back here. I used to think that, I'm not wrong exactly, but I used to just focus on the fact that the visualization practices among the Tantric traditions was a good way to get people to spend people who had nothing to do, spending a whole lot of time doing something. At least they weren't out on the streets getting in trouble. But I've come to understand visualization practice completely differently recently, because now it occurs to what I've discovered is that visualization practice is a way of really reaching the structures of our brain and changing, the deep structures of our brain to begin to, see our own consciousness at work, transforming our life and experiencing that power happening in us, constantly transforming our life. We can shift our attention from all of this external stuff. We can begin to appreciate that everything external is actually internal. And holding the space of beauty that is the second quality of pure awareness, we can begin to observe, the power of autonomy, of the autonomy of consciousness itself, doing its work and transforming this field. And we can experience it to the degree that we dissolve ourselves in happiness, and that's the end of the story. We ride off into the cosmic sunset. Hallelujah. So there you have encapsulated in a 15-minute talk 2,000 years of Tantric tradition and practice. And, if you never hear another talk ever again, actually what I've just told you is just about all you really, really need to know. But it's wonderful to be together. Thank you for coming. Lots of love. Good night. Namaste.